everybody. This is Alberto Kennedy, aka Grimoire Aku. I'm using my webcam for this segment. This video segment, I want to talk about how to spiritually cleanse your home. I have my notes right here. I don't go into too much detail in my prior video that I talk about the same subject. So in this one, I want to do a step-by-step and explain the process so it can make sense to people who are attempting to do a cleansing, but sometimes they don't know what they're doing and they don't know why, they don't know the significance of the tools that they're using or the herbs that they're using. So let me break it down. The tools that you'll be using is an incense burner and charcoal incense. Or incense charcoal, or however you want to put it. Basically charcoal that burns incense. And they sell that wherever they sell incense. Okay. Now, the herbs are important. Sage. Why is sage so important? Why does sage work, you know? Well, sage has the equivalent in terms of purification power, banishment power, and as holy water. Because sage is a holy herb for Native Americans. It always has been. It was used for purification purposes prior to ceremonies and after ceremonies. It's always been used for purification. This herb, for example, my experience with the herb goes to when I assisted a sweat lodge. Now, mind you, I'm going to keep it real and 100 with y'all. I didn't go in the Inipi, but my mother and my brother did. And they told me, and they basically said that when you're in the Inipi, when they pour water over the lava rock that they heat up all day, so it can be really red hot, and then they put it in this hole in the earth, and there's the Inipi is a circular dome where everybody sits down, you know, Indian style, and they pour water in it, and the steam, just billows of steam comes out. Sometimes it's difficult to breathe. So what they do is they grab a little bit of the sage, because the sage is lined around. That's what people are sitting on. And you grab a little bit of the sage and you breathe it. You breathe into it. And when you're doing that, the sage has almost this magical quality of it's like you're breathing ice cold air. And that's the power of sage. It's a healing herb. It's a sacred herb, and it's a purification herb. Shamans, medicine men, tribes all over the US know about the healing effects and the power of sage, mountain sage, white sage. And so that's why it's so powerful. It's always been used for purification purposes. So why not, when you're actually burning sage in the smudge sticks or whatnot, you're purifying that area. And the entities there know exactly what that herb and what that scent and what that smoke represents. It's powerful and very sacred. Now, Palo Santo is another herb. Well, it's not an herb, it's more like a wood. It's from a tree. Palo Santo. It's actually a tree, excuse me. And it's from Brazil. The shamans in Brazil have always used this wood, you know, to smoke it, you know, in the same fashion that they would use, that the Native Americans in North America use sage. Palo Santo also finds its roots in a magical system called Palo Mayombe. Palo Mayombe is a hybridized religion. Why? Because a hybridized religion / magical tradition. Because it's a mixture of the native or indigenous people of South America. It's a mixture of Catholicism brought over by the Spaniards, and a mixture of African magics and religion brought over by the African slaves when they were brought to South America. So it's a hybridized religion in the sense that it has a lot of magic in it from different cultures that became one. It's amalgamated, if you will. Palo Santo is just one palo, or one stick, because palo means stick. One stick. And there is a whole slew of other sticks or other sacred woods that the shamans in South America use. Palo Santo is just one that has actually become much more commercial recently, actually. Very sacred. It has the same effects as sage. It banishes negative entities and negative energies. It purifies. Black salt. Black salt has been around again since slave times. Um, and black salt, what makes it so powerful is the mixture of the charcoal, um, and the pine tar that's mixed into the salt. I make my own black salt, and I add different oils attributed to banishments, hex breaking, neutralization of dark forces and dark entities and energies. Um, so, excuse me, that my it went off, but I'm back. So I would urge you to purchase black salt online. You can totally do that. Agua Florida, Florida water. Now, Florida water, they use it a lot in voodoo. They use it a lot in Santeria. They use it a lot in working with spirits and whatnot. Um, Florida water is a cologne, basically. I don't want to piss off my spirits, but it's kind of like a cheap cologne. But I love the smell because it just purifies. It makes me feel protected. It makes me feel safe, and plus the spirits love it. At least my spirits love it. The Orishas love it. The Loas love it. Florida water. What you do. Is you can put it in a bottle, Florida agua florida. You put it in a little spritzer bottle or spray bottle, and you pour a little alcohol in it as well, and then you can just spray it around, and it lingers in the air, and also it banishes negativity. It brings good tidings, brings good spirits. It connects you with the ancestors. It's really nice. Agua florida, Florida water. Okay. There's a combination of tools that you can use, because there's different hauntings. Different locations have different entities. Um, for example, in the United States, there is going to be a great deal of Native American hauntings, ancestors that lived here. Keep in mind, you're here now, if you live in the United States. So therefore, the ancestors that were here before you are your ancestors. And they need to be remembered. They need to be respected. Sometimes the land carries memories, carries a lot of angry memories. And sometimes the land needs healing. The land needs peace. So in a Native American haunting, um, it would behoove you to get familiar with what is called the medicine wheel. The medicine wheel is a sacred, sacred symbol that brought tribes together many, many hundreds of years ago. And research medicine wheel. Um, the herbs for the medicine wheel are traditional, and they are tobacco, sage, cedarwood, lavender, and sweetgrass. These herbs you burn together, and it really, really sates the anger. It stabilizes angry energies because it's honor, it's peace, it's forgiveness, it's cleansing, it's purification, it's remembering the old ones of the land. And these herbs, tobacco, sage, cedar, lavender, sweetgrass, these herbs burned together also tend to have a tranquilizing effect on elementals. Keep in mind, elementals are not demons. Elementals are here. They have access to all levels of being. They can become physical. They can manifest as nature or forms of nature. They can become lightning. They can become a gust of wind. They can become a tornado. They can become an earthquake. They are powerful, and they are of the natural and supernatural world. So they are to be respected. And if they are angry, sometimes there's places or locations where the elementals have been upset, they've been disturbed. Elementals are not one to suffer the presence of fools lightly. So if they are insulted, disrespected, troubled, or put upon, they will exact their revenge, and they don't stop. So in an excellent way to calm them down is medicine wheel herbs. You burn those and you speak to them and you basically let them know when it's an elemental specifically. And I would say you might want to contract a psychic or whatnot to confirm that, because some entities lie. But real elementals, you connect with them and you let them know, hey, I come in peace. I'm not trying to disturb you. I'm just trying to be, and I'm just trying to live. And I don't want to disturb you, but I don't want, I don't want to take the brunt of your blast either. Can we coexist? And elementals don't have a problem so long as you pay the appropriate respect. They are elders. Just like when we're younger, we're taught to respect our elders. Same principle, just with a supernatural spin. The medicine wheel herbs work best for that. The charcoal, when you get the herbs, you put it in the bowl, you light the charcoal, you put the herbs on top of the charcoal, and once it starts smoking, you just fan it with your hand. If you want to get more traditional, I'm very traditional. I use a feather, and I just fan it around. When you're in a location that's haunted, or haunted, I'll use that word. Be sure to smoke every room, the bathrooms, the closets, the cabinets, everywhere, every nook and cranny of your house. Remember to keep all windows open when you're when you're doing the smoke with the herbs and whatnot. All windows open, because what's the use of you cleansing your home and getting rid of something if you're not giving them an out? Get out, but all the doors are locked. No. So open the windows, open the doors, and do that. I would urge you, again, another safety protocol. If you're going to do a cleansing, don't do it by yourself. Go with somebody there so you have backup. Even if it's just moral support, you may be a professional. You may know what you're doing. So no disrespect, but check the ego, because no matter how down you are, there's always something that you haven't seen. And my 20 years working with the dead, trust me, I know. I've seen some stuff, and I know that there's some stuff that I haven't seen, and I'm very fortunate for not being able to see that. Okay. But always have somebody there with you if you can, no matter if you're super experienced. Better to err on the side of caution. Now, in demonic hauntings, all the herbs that you're using will keep it at bay, but you have to know the herbs that you're using. Do research on the herbs that you're using, because these demonic entities are smart. What they can do is they can sense how deep is your faith in the tools that you're using. If you put up a crucifix, but you've never been to church in your life, and you are an atheist or you don't believe in God, it's comical. It's not going to work. And they can't respect the symbol because you don't. So you just put yourself in a bit of a pickle, because it's going down, basement status, let's put it that way. They're going to make you pay for it. If you're going to use any herbs, any symbols, any prayers, whatever you have in your arsenal, you have to believe in those. You have to believe in what you're doing. You have to have an emotional connection to what you're saying, an emotional connection to what you're doing. Because if you don't, why should they? Why should they obey a command that you don't even believe in? You know? So keep that in mind. Demonic hauntings and demonic entities, they are skilled manipulators, and they can see you on the emotional level. spiritual level, physical level, telepathic level, psychic level. I mean, they've been here for eons, you know. They know what they're doing. So you have to know what you're doing if you're going to banish them. And you have to be diligent. One time isn't going to cut it. I think I mentioned that in my other video. One time is not going to cut it. And I would urge you, if it's a demonic haunting specifically, get help. Don't handle it on your own. That would not be the time to handle things on your own. I would get somebody that is well versed in handling that, skilled, a priest, a shaman, a brujo, psychic medium, somebody that can do battle with an ancient, because they are ancient and so is their power. But yes, when you're smoking your herbs, when I say smoking your herbs, you know I mean the incense and the charcoal. Don't get cry. But yeah, you go to every room and you just do that. And it's always good to have a mantra or an affirmation. For example, if you are cleansing your home and you got the herbs and you're doing all that, it's always good to basically say, I live here now. This is my home. I banish any and all entities that are not of the light. They do not have my permission to be in my home. They do not have my permission to be here. They must leave. I banish them. They must leave. With these herbs, with these sacred herbs that I understand what they represent, I banish all negativity from my home. That's power, because you're letting them know you know what you're doing, you know the herbs that you're using, and it's going down. You are not having it. And it's believable, and they can feel it, and then they have to acquiesce. And again, if you do that, if you cleanse your home and whatnot, repeat the process at least at the beginning twice a week, just to be on the safe side. And then after a couple of months pass, once a month. But they always come back. Just like the scary movies, they always come back. It's not that the herbs didn't work. It's not that this didn't work. No, they're tenacious. They're going to test your resolve. They're going to say, okay, I'll wait a little bit. They'll forget. Humans always forget. They get busy with their little, blink of an eye lives. And from their immortal perspective, they'll forget soon enough, and I'll come back and I'll hit them twice as hard. So what I suggest you do is be diligent and be on top of your game. This video, I hope that people who are in real estate see, so that when you are selling homes and you do know a home is haunted or whatnot, cleanse it before you sell it. You'll have better luck selling it, and you'll have better karma, because you're not selling a bum house. Just saying, karma's watching. And I know some real estate agents do that. They don't tell the people, oh yes, there's a haunting here. They don't tell that because they're too busy trying to make that money. It's not about the dollar. It's about being good to yourself and being good to others. And this video can help you. This video has information that you need to do that. Cleanse the home. And for the people who are purchasing homes or moving into a home, cleanse the home. Always cleanse the home. Any environment that you plan on inhabiting or that you inhabit, cleanse it periodically. You don't know what's coming in your home. You don't know what your guests are bringing spiritually. You don't know what's lingering about in the next door neighbor's house. You don't know what's in the backyard buried. Cleanse the home. What could it hurt? And protect yourself that way, and protect your loved ones, and protect yourself. You deserve it. You matter. You're important. Let me see if I got everything for you guys. I hope I did. The medicine wheel, good. Sage, sweetgrass, yes. Focus, charcoal, okay. Yes. Okay, yes. I did. So I got everything. If you have any questions, please let me know. I hope this video finds you well. I just want to bring light to dark places. and I hope I did with this video. Much love and light to you. Okay, bye.